Hi, everybody. This is Gary Dean with Sentiment Timing, and this is our technical video report for Wednesday, June 11th, 2025. Today we saw the Bulls. They continue to try to break out, but they just don't have the confidence to do it. At each breakout, I've been shorting just because it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of conviction. If we were going to be breaking out, we should be up here already, but every time we get a little bit above it, it pulls back. Today, the S&P I think was up like 15 or 20 points, and it ended up closing down 16. But at the lows, I think it was down 30. So it's just telling me that this rally from the April lows is getting tired. And as I said, when we covered here, we were long here. We got market neutral, and from there, from where we got out, it's we've gone up a little bit higher, but it's been kicking and screaming. It's not any easy money like we had here. And as I've been saying, I'll be patient. I'll sit there and wait for the pullback. I'm not going to chase up here. I'll do the day-to-day trades and pick stocks that I do believe are going to take off, which I did share with members. I shared it with the room, and I'll show you what took place today on that. So anyway, this could be the wave five already. I don't know. I don't really care. It's all I know is it's coming soon, and when it does, that's when we're going to get the retracement. Where it goes to, we could see a move down to the 57, 54. I think more likely bare minimum is going to be down to the 5600, but I'm leaving the door open that some of these gaps get filled down here where we could then head down to the 5300. We'll wait and see. I'll let the market tell me what it's going to do. But these divergences and the wave structure is telling me do not jump on the bull bandwagon up here because they're going to pull the rug out. And when it does, the best case is that we gap down and come back up a little bit where you can get out. Worst case is we gap down and we just keep going, and then you're trapped up here. So everybody that's trapped is going to be panicking, and we're sitting cash just waiting for this to come down to our areas, and then we're going to buy and get the next move up. So, as I said, I haven't been bearish on this market. I'm just market neutral and being very cautious. So, if we take a look at the 15-minute chart, you can see that we're really trading within this wedge right here. If this is going to play out, and in this, you can see the move that would be expected is down to the right around the 5900 area. So only 122 points lower, and that would make sense. But again, you can see we gapped up. We could have broke out here, but instead we came down, and that was it. And this may be just an ABC wave forward. Like I said, I don't care where we are up here. Meaning that if we have some more squiggles to the upside, you'll good grab those if you want. Me personally, I'm not going near it. I'm waiting for the pullback before I'm going to start buying. So this is going to be a pivot area for the bulls, for the bears to get through to 59.95. If they do that, we're probably going to come down and close this gap down at the 50, 59.55. And then we have this support here that's pretty important at the 59.18. Below that, then we're coming down to what the wick is showing, and that's down at this 5800. Um, on the upside, the bulls are going to have to get it through to 60.37. If they do, up to the 60.53, and then testing the highs at the 60.60. So those are really your up and down areas that we want to keep an eye on. So what I want to go over now is what happened in the trade room today and some of the stocks that I've been telling people to get into really since the past couple of days. But let me show you. Hang on one second. Okay, so the first one I put out, and this was I believe it was on Monday. I said RGTI, and this is one of our quantum stocks we like. But what I've noticed, and I did not really know this, I started pulling up stocks that were really heavily shorted, and the reason why is all these people that missed the run from the April lows, they're looking for something to buy, and that's why I've been saying that the Russell 2000 is going to outperform, which it did again today, because that's way behind all the other indexes. So they're going to try to go for the cheap ones, go for the ones that haven't reached it, and so far every single day IWM has outperformed the S&P. Now, another thing I've been saying is that they're going to be going after stocks that are heavily shorted, trying to make some easy cash. And I didn't know that RGTI has 5 times more shorts than it does longs in the stock. So I recommended it when it was right here in this area here, right around 11. gapped all the way up to the 1357, pulled back some, and now I believe the next one, you can see we don't have any type of sell signal here. So I believe the next move is going to be above this, and most likely it's going to head somewhere up into the 14, 15, or possibly 16. And that would be the short squeeze, and that's when we get out of it and wait for the pullback to buy that back. Now, if you would have not, if you would have decided to take just the warrants instead of the stock itself, you were up 18% today. So this is the type of stuff that I've been relaying. Now, here's another one that I said, and this is not a good stock. Don't get me wrong. This is a piece of crud, but there is huge amounts of shorts in this stock. And if it gets above here, I'm anticipating it to jump all the way up to the 146. So I was recommending this at 140. It was up 15% today. If it gets above here, then I believe this is going to be up 300%. But this is again the type of stuff that I'm going over in the room. I'm sharing with members, and it's not always just stock trades on it. But with RGTI, this one, like I said, I believe it's coming up here. So if it gets up to the 14, 15, or 16, you're talking almost a 50% gain in a short amount of time. And if it comes down and fills the gap, I think it's just another buying opportunity for it because, as I said, there's a lot of shorts in this. So now I want to go over what went on in the room today with our actual trades. So hang on one. Okay, so these are our trade alerts that I put out in the room to everybody. And what I would said is that this 6510 is shortable. There is risk. I'm using the 604 puts, and I'm going to put a 50% stop because they were only 60 cents. They weren't anything big. So if I lost a few $100. So let's take a look at the spiders. This is the top right here, 605.10 right here. And from there, that's where we took the trade. Came all the way down to the 603.26. That was my downside target. It went a little bit further down, but it was a $1.50 profit on that. From there, covered our shorts, waited for it. And then this was let me see what this one is. 603.25 target hit. This was the next one. We could pull back to the 603.40, and then the last leg up to the 604.40, which is shortable, and then put a stop at 604.82. So the risk was very minimal on it because if you get in at 604.40 and it goes to 604.82, you lost maybe $100. So it was a tight stop. So let's take a look what happened. You can see right here on this 604.40 was the exact top, 47 actually. That's where we got short. Our downside target was a 601. Let me just see here. The 601.34 was the target. And you can see it came here. It actually went lower than that. But these three trades that you would have been risking maybe $400 on each one because the stops were set. This one you could have easily made 1,500 on it. This one you could have made a couple grand. So these are just one day that we've done this, and it's as you can see there, this is if you just did 10 contracts, you're talking about you made $3,000, $4,000 today on these trades that were all put out. Now, if you add in the the RGTI, say you bought a 500 shares of that, now you're up, you're already up 500 on that one. If you bought say 1,000 of this, you're up a few hundred on this. So this is, it's not just all option trades. I put out stuff that I'm reading that I'm interested in, and and I think how people are going to be able to make money. So the fund today we made 1450. Now I said that you can make, you could have made $3,000-4,000. I use the fund totally different when I make those trades because I'm really just selling credit spreads. I don't really if I go into a risk trade where there's no if it's not a credit spread, I'm usually hedged both ways. So I just did when the S&P was up at the 60.50, I believe it was. Let me just see here real quick. The high, hang on one second. So the high on the S&P came up. It was right around this 60.40. I sold the 60.70 calls, and I bought the 60.80. There was zero stress at all on it. I could have held it all the way to the end, but I did that yesterday and got stopped out. So we made 1,400. We're doing very well with the fund. And right now, like I said, for tomorrow, We could move up some, but I think this market is very heavy, and we're going to get that move down to close the wick. So I'm actually have had a few people ask me to open up the room. So the people that aren't in it, you're going to get the email. I'm only leaving it open for a day or two. I'm not really too interested in getting too many more people in there, but I want people to make money with it. It's a fun room. We have we put out these trades. I show exactly what I'm looking at, and if you're interested in making money and getting into some stocks that can actually outperform the market, or get into positions where you're long IWM and short the SPY, where you're hedged both ways, and basically you're making money each day because the spiders is going to go down more than IWM, and IWM is going to go up more than the spiders. So with that, have a great night, and I will talk to you guys.